Hey, now that I've finished up the Kit Fox challenge, I figured I'd show you guys some of the cheat codes for Mechwarrior 2, since these aren't necessarily common knowledge. The first one I'll start out with is how to access the 3 secret mechs in the game. That's the Elemental, the Battlemaster, and the Tarantula. What you need to do is simply change your name. Now, you can't do this from the Legion screen. You go here and try to name yourself something, it really doesn't matter. What you have to do is type in Enzo, E-N-Z-O, and it is case sensitive. But here, don't put it in here. Go to New Allegiance, Browse of Grievance, click on the Mech Lab, Star Config, now go here, click where your name is, and type Enzo. Now the Y and the Z key are flipped on certain versions of this game. So if you hit a Y on my version, I get a Z. So keep that in mind, just in case your version's like the one I have here, you may get the wrong letter. Make sure that's in place. Exit that. Go back here. Now you have the Battlemaster, the Tarantula, which she doesn't say the name of, and the Elemental. Now only the Elemental and the Tarantula are playable, and this is only during the Trials of Grievance. If you try to play the Battlemaster, the game will crash. You can get around this if you have MechVM. You can use the shell version of the game and launch directly into a mission in the campaigns with the Battlemaster, but that's the only time you're going to be able to play it. I'll fire up the Tarantula a bit so you can see a quad in action, and then I'll show you some more cheats. I actually really like the cockpit here. It almost looks like they had this mech planned for something you could really play as, but didn't get too far. Like the HUD icon shows a direwolf for some reason, because they didn't finish the sprite, most likely. And the animation's a little wonky, but hey, you get to play as a quad. The only time you get to play as a quad in the entire Mechwarrior game series, so now, if you're into quads, this is your chance. Whee! Now this is one of the more interesting cheat codes. Now for some of my videos I use an external camera, but not the...
External camera engaged.
Not this one, not this external camera. There's another one hidden in a cheat code. What you need to do is hold Control, Alt, and Shift at the same time and type out Tinkerbell. There's no spaces, just Tinkerbell, and it will say Free Eye Mode on. Now, what this will allow me to do is move the camera independently. You use the arrow keys, look left and right, up and down, move the camera up and down, but it's very sensitive, so you need to be a little careful. To move the camera, you use zoom. So Z to go forwards, just kind of tap it a bit, and Shift Z to slow down or go backwards. And you can still control your mech while this is going on. It's very tedious, but you can do it. So I can throttle up, turn, face the camera, turn off my HUD, so it's somewhat cinematic. But you use the mouse, I can look around. Not too difficult to get the basics of, but it's very awkward to use. You might have some fun playing around with it for a little bit, seeing parts of the map you couldn't normally see and things like that. It's a neat little tool. Now none of the controls are described anywhere, so there may be a few commands that I've missed or haven't discovered yet. Feel free to experiment. You guys will probably discover a few things that I haven't yet seen.
Image enhancement engaged.
And yeah, it looks like image enhancement works.
Light amplification engaged.
Light amplification. Satellite view does not work. No, nothing else seems to. Alright, that looks like it. So, hold Control, Alt, and Shift, and type out Tinkerbell, and you can get the free look camera. Whee! So one of the biggest things that always disappointed me as a kid was that I couldn't go back and replay missions of this game with the mechs that I wanted. You only have to use the starting mech. That's the only option you have if you're playing an old mission. Like if I were to click on this account, launch old mission, click on any of these, I just get the default no matter what. It just launches immediately into the game. But you can use a cheat code to get around that. And it's pretty straightforward. Just type in a new pilot, Rebirth Toad, make sure you spell it right. Hit enter, accept. Now when you go to the ready room, you will see a bunch of code names. Now these will all have names having to do with the missions in the game, like Sable is Sable Flame, Taup, what that is, Temper Edge, Yellow, Fire, Light, yeah, somewhat similar. The colors are basically all missions in the main campaign, and the names are the trials. So Amy is Trial 2, I think. Gold is for Golden Spade. But when you click on it, you get the mission you want. When you want to select a mech that you want instead of the default, hit abort, go to Mech Lab, make your choice. There will still be the weight restrictions, as you might expect, but you can make all the choices you want, and you won't have to replay the game just to get to a certain point that you want to play again. Pretty useful, pretty fun. So one particularly useless cheat code I've found is TLO front. So hold Control, Alt, Shift, type TLO front, and your rear-facing camera will suddenly turn into a front-facing camera, as you can see here. There's no spaces like usual, and it's possibly the most useless cheat code. I have absolutely no idea why you would want this. It doesn't really help. Let's see, can I change it back? There we go. Yeah, you can just turn it on and off. It's pretty useless, but it's there if you want to use it for something. I don't know what. Alright, there's one cheat code everybody wants, and that is the invulnerability cheat code. Well, in this one, it's quite simple. As usual, hold Control, Alt, Shift, and type BLORB. B-L-O-R-B. I won't type it again because I've already enabled it, and typing it twice disables it, so I would die. This is a fun little code if you just want to breeze through the game and blow up stuff. However, it's really fun when you combine it with another cheat code. Oh man, it just blacks out the entire screen. I'm not sure why it blacked out the screen, but that was Enola Gay. Just like the others, Control, Alt, Shift, you know the drill. Type in Enola Gay, and it will nuke absolutely everything on the map. It looks like all the units, since there are still objectives standing, like these buildings, these roadblocks. Let's see if I can do it twice. It looks like I can only do it once. Okay, yeah, so it's a one-time code. It didn't kill this Timberwolf. I'm guessing it has a finite range, or it only destroys active enemies. Let me do it now? Yes, it did it again. So there's a delay. So I don't know why it blacks the screen out. There it goes. Alrighty, so say you got a mech that doesn't have jump jets, and you really want jump jets, you can type in Fly Girl, and all of a sudden, you got jump jets. So you can fly around and say a Storm Crow. No longer tethered to the tyranny of gravity. So say you want unlimited jump jet fuel, you can simply type in Mighty Mouse. All of a sudden, you got infinite jump jet juice. Now, you are free to explore the stars. Eee. Fuck you, colonists. You and your fancy dome. Yeah, suck it. Oh, there's no collision box for the thing. Whoops. Alright, and finally the last two cheat codes that I think anyone really cares about are the ones for unlimited ammo and limitless heat containment capacity, whatever the hell you want to call it. First, for ammo, simply type CIA while doing the thing. Hold the keys down. You should know this by now. And then for unlimited heat sinks, type Cold Miser. No spaces, just as normal. Heat tracking is off, and I have unlimited ammo. Now, what would be really fun is if every weapon were to reload instantly, so I could just spam missiles everywhere. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed these cheat codes, and I hope you try them out and have some fun with them.